news. It was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Detroit Lions. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. First carry for DeAndre Swift. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they'd get a sweep of the season series. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Cummings. And that's out to the flat for Swift. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. This defense for the Vikings, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers. 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Cummings. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Throwing on 1st down. Cummings. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown.
Cummings pass complete to St. Brown. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 36.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Swift. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
To throw on 2nd down. Cummings. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. They're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again. And in for the Lions touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Vikings nothing. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Now the Iowa State product, it's Kene Nwangu. Good footwork at the 30. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Mon looks to throw. And a catch right side by Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot. And they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Mon. That'll be complete to the running back, Nwangu. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Lions 7, Vikings 0.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Handoff here to Nwangu. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll look to run with Nwangu. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Kene Nwangu. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Older Grosses on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
At the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, helped their spot, and stacked him up.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now a throw here, hauled in. Finding room to the 20. Touchdown! Jacoby Myers, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions have taken the lead. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
From the 31, Munn. He'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield. And some space here. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And finally out of bounds all the way down to about the 2. A big play there on the catch and run. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. On the toss, here's Nwangu. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
At the Lions 5-yard line.
50 seconds.
Second down and goal. Mond. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Rosas good with the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Cummings. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw now in his own end zone. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return. A scoop and score for the Vikings. Rosas to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Cummings. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told him, guys, if he wants to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Derek Barnes in on the stop. Second and 10. Now Mon. He'll get this to Nwangu. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Yeah, big play there. And when you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Those two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis. From just shy of midfield, Mon. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Romeo Okwara. Excellent job on that play. A big, big loss. 18 yards. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. down is the punter Cook, who sends it away. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and the Lions will take over.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
It's now 2nd and 6.
On second down, Swift. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Nwangu. Shedding the tackler, that gives him some room. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll run on 1st down with Evans. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 43-yard line.
Mond out of the shotgun. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Mond now off of play action. And this one complete to Smith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
I know you felt that one. I'm making my presence felt.
3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
Here's Mond. They're going for it. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Vikings are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to someone else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now we'll throw here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And bulldozing his way through. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show them.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Rosa's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Another good throw there in what has been a strong rookie season to this point, Charles, as he now has surpassed the 3,000-yard mark with that last completion.
And just think, he's been forced to learn on the job here in his first year. Normally, veterans talk about, hey, I've got the answers to the test before the game even begins. But this guy's taking the test with every throw, with every game. And so far, he's passing with flying colors.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Cummings. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
They'll look to throw again. We'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And nothing but daylight ahead. The 40, 20, 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Rosas good for the extra point, and the lead is now 24. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we can. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off at the 35. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference. Meet it.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10.
I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Mond looks to throw on first down. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
And it'll be intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And the Lions are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw. Cummings. He's going to let it fly. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play there for Detroit. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. He's got the lane, and there he goes. The ball comes out, and this will go out of bounds, so no recovery. And that is how this one will come to an end. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Vikings, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll hit the road next week